I would really be interested to conduct an experiment. I was thinking about this only 3 nights ago, so this is very new, and it would really deserve an experiment. If people, let's imagine that you have 2 sets of people. One are living in miserable conditions, but their conditions improve by 5% every day. And then you have another set of people who are living in Swiss-like conditions, but their conditions do not improve. I wonder, and again, this is just an open idea, I wonder in which, because this experiment would help us answer your question. So I don't know if you have any thoughts or if something similar has been conducted.
Actually, I think a lot of this generation has parents who experienced the time of the Second World War, and they describe the 50s as the time of greatest happiness in this very sense, that they had the feeling every day it's 5, or every month or whatever is 5% better as before, and then in the 70s people started to go flat and go depressed in a way.
Huh.
I don't know if this is general enough, but I think there is something to it.
Yeah.
Ich nehme noch Herrn Scheier und dann die nächste Frage. Wollen Sie darauf antworten?
Yeah, so my basic assumption would be that the 5%, if it stays constant, the growth, you habituate immediately. That's what the brain does. So if something has no variability, there's no entropy, you will cease to detect it, basically. That's like habituating to a smell. You leave the room, you come back, then you smell it again. So habituation would be a factor that may have to be controlled.
If there would be, like, say, lottery, there would be 3 to...
Would be much better.
Getting porridge with butter, you know,
exactly.
and the next day we're going to get porridge with sugar.
Exactly.
So you think that group would be happier than the steady state?
I would definitely predict that, yeah.
You can even see that, maybe, if I can, in the parable of the prodigal son. I don't know if you know from the New Testament, the father has 2 sons. One leaves the father and then collapses there with the pigs, returns back to the father. Now, it's interesting to focus on the son that didn't leave. That guy was very upset, very unhappy, couldn't even enjoy the parties, couldn't even enjoy the happiness of his own father who saw his prodigal son come back. The older brother who never left the paradise, who was in the steady state, so to speak, was angry at his father being happy that he rediscovered his long-lost son. So to me, I read this as a continuation of the great fall story of what would happen if people actually would stay in paradise. And the conclusion that I drive from these theological stories and from yours is that people, and I even think I mentioned it a little bit in the speech, that people can't sustain paradises. So I think life to me consists of 2 tensions. One is to try to get into the paradise by all means, and once you're in it, by all means try to get out of it. You know?